how many more steps need to be taken before all the certification is complete and you can start soliciting some of the launch providers to launch from your site?
Well, that's kind of one of the questions we ask a lot, because we don't want to be in a position where we go through the process of getting a spaceport license and not have any customers. So one of the things about going through the application process is that we're going to be doing a feasibility study, and you've got to do an environmental. And before you can do the environmental, you have to know what are you doing the environmental for. So that's a step that causes you to go out and do a market analysis and find out what vehicle operators or potential vehicle operators could come to the spaceport. And so basically we'll be starting to work with the operators to build a customer base, and hopefully we develop a relationship so by the time we have our spaceport license or shortly after that, we'll already have identified customers and have them ready to go. And so what we're hearing from like this conference is that maybe 2014 is a magic number or a doable number for flying. And so if we had our spaceport license towards the end of 2013 or in 2014, we would be we'd have good timing to do that. And we see it as a window of opportunity that we need to get our stake in the ground, that Colorado is going to have a spaceport and it's going to be the Front Range Airport. And so we're highly motivated to get that done as quickly as we can. And we think, I mean, I've been in the aviation business for a long time. And so usually when you say, well, it's going to take you 6 months to build something, it's really 9 months or it's really a year or something like that. But if you don't have that kind of a goal to start with, you're not going to get going, and you're not going to have the drive to bring it home. And so we've got the drive.
Ironically, it's very similar in the space industry. They say it's going to take this long, it really takes all this long.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and even if it keeps taking longer, I mean, that's okay as long as you've got a goal and you got a track and you just stay on it. I mean, and maybe it moves out farther. When I got in aviation, and I did 20 years with regional airlines, and then I've been at Front Range Airport for 19 years, but early on at the regional airlines, we used to be able to do a major project in, say, 3 months. I mean, sometimes you're lucky if you can do that in 3 years right now, because we have so much more regulation. A lot of regulation is good, but we're overregulated in some areas, and we just have to work with that. I mean, that's just the process that we have. And but it's going to take time, and we're not kidding ourselves. It's not like we're going to be a spaceport and we're all of a sudden going to have spaceships taken off in a year or 2 years or maybe 3 years. But if we don't start the process now, and we feel real good about the process, and we feel real good about the technology that's changed, because like I said, the number one question I probably get asked is, how in the world do you think that you can be a spaceport right next to DIA? And we covered that early on. I mean, DIA wants it, and the technology is changing with next gen and so forth. So we're going to integrate spaceships and UAVs into the National Airspace System. And so we might as well be a part of that, and we're going to.